Alright guys, Tactical back again today. Hope you're enjoying your Monday so far. Today we're going to wrap up the Amateur Champs discussion. Yesterday we talked about this drama that went down really with one of the teams, that being Triumph Gaming, kind of scumbagging a win. I was intrigued to read your thoughts in the comment section below, but that team went on to win the Amateur Championships in the North American region. We're going to talk about the European region as well. Of course, Renegades just dominated the APAC region as we discussed in yesterday's video. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. Down in the European region we had this then, so official Team War once again take the championship. They didn't place outside the top 4 this entire season, or at least Dave and Vortex, kind of the foundations of that squad, didn't place outside the top 4. So Vortex, Dave, Denza, Horrid Harry, and Afro end up taking it down with Roper as coach. The dynasty has been cemented, so they make the losers bracket run actually to win this one. They've done this a couple of times before. The Singularity team came in second place. They had this really cool, these really cool like rings prepared if they were to win. They didn't win. Maybe Team War will do something similar as a result of this. But yeah, certainly Singularity is a squad that I want to discuss in a video later today when we talk about the potential of 4v4 once again, as Attached did have a few words about that on stream a couple of days ago. So this is how the bracket looked then. So War actually lost to Singularity 3-1 in the winners bracket final. Go down to the losers bracket, take out MattG's team in a game 5. They honestly War should have won this 3-1. Like they really choked that game 4 on the Hackney Yards hardpoint. Goes to the grand final, 3-1, 3-1, both times for War. They get the job done again and, continue their wrecking of the entire European amateur scene really for the second half of the season. Singularity, of course, the dominant squad early on. So Dave, Vortex, Denza, Harry, and Afro actually played against Horrid Harry in a GB in like Infinite Warfare, and he absolutely destroyed me. I remember him turning on me on throwback. It's a pretty bad moment. So, yeah, I knew it was going to be special at that point. He ends up winning Amateur Champs. Now I don't feel so bad about that. Yeah, Singularity come in second place. MattG's team in third. And interestingly, as MattG says, as a result of this, season is finally over. So many things I want to say about this year, but it ain't worth it. Hope everyone is looking forward to next year. Shout out to the Connect 5 lads. Hope they go on to big things. So certainly interesting discussion here, really. Kind of saying that he's going to part ways, I guess, with the Connect 5 team of MattG, Weeman, Nolson, Nasty, and Linny. So, you know, MattG and Nasty are substitutes on the London Royal Ravens team. So who knows what happens there next year, especially if things go 4v4. Like, what does the starting lineup look like? You know, we had a discussion about that a few days ago. We'll have to see where MattG ends up landing. Let's talk about the North American region then. So what happens basically is we get Triumph, that's Felony's team versus Parasite's team in the winners finals. FeLo's team takes them out 3-0, and then we get this. So FeLo comes into the stream, gifts like 5 tier 1 subs. Pretty entertaining stuff, hashtag pay it forward. So this is what the bracket looked like then. So 5-star got taken out by a Triumph. The Atlanta FaZe Academy, that's pretty promising squad, right, with Sibilance back on the team, ends up falling in 4th place to Carnage Gaming, who made a great run, actually taking out Parasite's team in the losers finals, go to the grand finals, and Triumph gets the job done in 4. So a very impressive result from their Nagafen, Royalty, FeLo, Standy, and DiamondCon. Definitely some names you'll have seen in the past. And a number of big names up in this one as well. But the Carnage Gaming team, an impressive run from them for sure. But Nagafen on that GNG team last year. Royalty, of course, has been a great player throughout his career. People always talk about that high sense all the way back in like the Advanced Warfare days. People have discussed about that, but definitely been a solid player. Somewhat underrated maybe, but also very inconsistent, I think, in his gameplay over many years. A similar thing could be said for Felony. This is really the first like high profile thing he's done since being on the United team back in the World War II days. And Standy and DiamondCon, definitely 2 fantastic up-and-comers. So Triumph take the victory over here. Of course, this team that had Doug Sensor Martin in not too long ago didn't have him for this one. If they did have Doug, maybe they still win, right? And then Doug could actually officially have won champs like he's been talking about for the last few years. So Triumph Gaming win it. DiamondCon, FeLo, Nagafen, Royalty, and Standy. Who knows exactly what the next season looks like, right? Because as we're going to talk about later today, 4v4, 16 teams, who knows? What type of players are people going to pick up? Are they going to go for a Nagafen or a Felony or Royalty that's done it on many teams in the past? Or are they, as we've kind of seen this season, going to be picking up the Mac Melts, the Awakenings of the world, who are, young up-and-comers that could potentially take a team to the next level and aren't necessarily veterans in that sense? Because how many teams really need a veteran-type player right now? Then again, they got the job done here, so they can definitely still hang. This is what happens as a result then. So North American Call of Duty scumbaggers, and as Inflammable Fire and Toxic Abyss here are going back and forth about exactly what happened yesterday. This is what we looked at, right? So Zyril forfeited, they had to forfeit the entire map because of this, so they've spawn into this Hackney Yards. They go through, this is in the game number 4, and they get 1 kill on this left side. Heady tries to go up into top green, and he lags out of the game. And the referee, as we'll look at, I didn't really go into this in full detail yesterday, but as you can see right here in that Discord thread I went through, just to clarify, the referee says, got it okay. Unfortunately, per our rules, that is a forfeit. I was talking about the 30 seconds thing, but it's actually the first kill that matters in addition to the 30 seconds thing, so it's the first kill that actually takes priority in this case, and it's never that the first kill is not going to happen after 30 seconds, unless you insert and destroy, I suppose, or something like that. But as he says, if Triumph wants to concede, we will allow that, but per our rules, it is a forfeit after the first like 30 seconds and the first kill or whatever. So the referees were like, okay, if you want to replay, we'll do it, but basically per our rules, it's a forfeit. So yeah, as then FeLo comes back with you know, right in his eyes full of the money, you won like 50,000 pounds, I guess 10 grand each. So that's not bad by any means. And then we get this one as well. So pretty entertaining thread. FeLo says, yes, after beating the other top 3 seeded teams, that series was a true dagger, saying that the fact that they, you know, they got the forfeit win in that series the other day isn't really a big deal compared to what's happened, and they went on to beat the teams that they went on to beat. If you weren't scared, you would have played it. That might be the best comeback 2020, no lie. You're lucky you have a checkmark and history with top people in the CoD scene. That's what got you the forfeit. All I'm saying, yes, the politics, God bless the checkmark. Lol, yes, because the rules say before 30 seconds of the match, yet a ref with no knowledge of the game says it's up to you, your scumbagging team. No, he said in the rules that it was a forfeit, but we have the choice to replay. Have an amazing night. So FeLo signs off with this one, and yes, the team ends up winning it. Parasite, of course, in an interesting spot right now. Falls short at the World Championship here, at least in the Challenger side, and is now looking at his next step, right? So any CDL teams want a spare coach for champs, I have a lot of time on my hands, a lot of passion. It's pretty interesting, honestly, to see, as we'll look at right here, this clip from Nagafen. So basically, this Ram 7 was all over the place this weekend. A number of teams were using this one, not only Parasite and co, but many players using this in their matches. And it's a pretty interesting reply, really, from, well, Clayster and Simp that discuss this. So you get this clip from Nagafen. Maybe I'll play another clip or this one on the end of, well, at the end of the video on screen. But yeah, definitely the RAM looking very solid indeed. But as Clayster says, clicked it, saw a RAM 7 on 12 hertz and turned it off. RAM 7 on 12 is a dangerous gun. Put it on 60 and it's a clown gun. So interesting discussion really from Simp here. The fact that these amateur matches are played on private games on a 12 hertz server. However, the professional matches are played on 60 hertz, official dedicated servers or whatever, you know, hosted by the league. Therefore, well, what Simp reckons is that the RAM 7 actually isn't as good in competitive play on the 60 hertz as it would be on the amateur side. So yeah, certainly an interesting discussion. Really hadn't really thought too much about this, to be honest, and whether that was a thing. Definitely had some talk in the past from Slacked and co, saying that the M4 on 60 hertz is way better than it is in you know, in a 12 hertz environment. But yeah, so Simp reckons it's not going to be used in competitive play, at least in the professional side. But then again, like, we see a lot of players here in the amateur side using it this weekend. So who knows exactly what's going to happen. Maybe they will find a way to bring it into the gameplay. We get this discussion as well from Gravity over at the FaZe Academy. So it says, also annoying to think I personally believe I was the best AR literally all year, and I won't sniff a starting spot next year. Why am I addicted to something so dumb? You're competing for one of the 12 spots with entrenched pros like me, Octane, accuracy, etc. It's near impossible to break into a pro team as a main AR. Legit, the only one in the past few years is Skies. And, you know, to be fair, when Skies joined that Luminosity team last year, he wasn't even the main AR, right? Like, he was joining as a Manox effectively on the team, which is definitely an interesting discussion, I think. Like, if you are a main AR in the Challenger side, you have a very difficult time, to be honest, breaking into a team, because a lot of the veterans, as Clayster says, are like the entrenched main AR types, like Clayster, like Octane, like accuracy. And, you know, those aren't probably going anywhere. Maybe if he goes 4v4, we have the discussion about accuracy on the New York subliners. But yeah, certainly an interesting one. And even Major Maniac, as is discussed right here, you know, he didn't get into the league as a main. Like, Morks ran it on the Gen G squad as well. So if you're a main AR in the Challenger side, definitely a big question mark over your head at exactly what happens when you try and come into the league. Because, yeah, the main ARs on a lot of teams are the veteran and leadership type players that it's difficult to get rid of, right? So, yeah, you might have to do a Skies, come in kind of as a Maddox or a Flex or something, and then actually work your way up to running the main AR on a great team. But yeah, definitely something I hadn't really thought about before. So Gravity, definitely some things to think about going into next year. Didn't have the result that they were looking for at Champs. Just to finish off with this bit of, well, spicy stuff really from Clayster. Tweets this out from Anthony Drama. Do you think you can gun me? Question mark. Think? Question mark. Do you think you can gun me? I'ma keep it real, bro. You're free licks on everything. I wouldn't lie. You play for a team named Virginia Velocity. Enough said. So, yeah, thanks to a couple of different people for pointing out this to me, especially Teddy, as I can see the first one right here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe if you're new as always. I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.
Hardpoint secure. We've taken control. We've taken the hole.